Good morning, Greg.
Good morning, Jason. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's good to see my buddy.
Yeah, it's good to see you too.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good today. I think the sun's out a little bit, and I might even open up a window or two,
That's
let
right.
some fresh air in. So
And guess who is coming to Louisiana this
that's
weekend?
right.
That's
Yeah,
right. I love it when you vacation over here with me. It's going to be great.
yeah, we should have a good time.
That's right. We're going to be fishing I got a cabin on stilts in the water. We can fish right off the porch, right off the dock.
Right, all them alligators that get that pull me right in.
That's right. Watch out for
It's
the
some-
alligators. I was thinking about all the fun times, different vacations we had, and do you remember do you remember the time that the kids and we took the boys to we went up to those those caves that one time. What were those caves
Ape
called?
caves, ape
What?
caves,
Ape
ape
caves.
cave.
That's right. Man, that was a
Yeah,
fun place to hang out. I like that
it is.
vacation too.
It was a fun place. We walked down in those caves for I don't know how many miles it is, but or maybe not even that. But I know it was hard trekking and it was dark. Man, was it dark in there.
Oh, yeah. Remember we got down. Oh, yeah. You go back into the back of the cave and then you turn off your light. I thought I was in the dark before, but you never seen dark until you were like 4 football fields in a tunnel underneath the earth.
Right. That's true. It does get dark down there. You can't even see your hand in front of your face,
No,
you know.
no, no, you
And
can't. That
you
was,
know, that brings up something that reminds me um one of the I ams that Jesus said.
oh, yeah.
He said that he was the light. He was the light of life, light of the world.
The light of the world. That's right. I remember we talked a couple of weeks ago about those I ams that are in the book of John, where Jesus
That's
said,
what
I
we did.
am. And we did. Do you remember that first one? We
First
talked
one,
we talked about I I am the
I
bread of
I am the
life.
bread of life. That's
That's
right.
right. I remember now.
Yeah,
And then he said, I am the light of the world.
I am the light of the world.
Man, you
Yeah,
down in you did stuck down in a cave, you're gonna need a light.
you're gonna need. It when you're no absolutely no light whatsoever. Even like a little, if you flick a match inside there, and that thing goes out maybe 2 feet, and that's it, and that darkness swallows it up.
Yeah, it really
So, in
does.
order for him to say he is the light of the world, and through him nobody's going to walk in darkness, um, you'd have to be really bright
Yeah,
and for that
yeah.
to
It doesn't
permeate.
you think you're in darkness, and I think about all the people that are struggling and sometimes when their life is taking a dark turn and like I always feel like really bad for those people like who are suicidal, like how dark they must feel in their path, like when Robin Williams felt like it was time that he couldn't go on and stuff. I have that sinking feeling. I'm just like, oh, those poor people that deep struggle and that hopelessness they must feel just overwhelms me.
That's that's true. And you do think about that, about people who don't know, uh, you know, and that's why we do what we do. People who don't know Jesus,
Yeah.
and they don't have a hope. They don't have something to look forward to, a light at the end of the tunnel, or something to guide their pathway when when it's dark and they're walking, and they stumble because it's
Yeah.
dark.
You ever been in
And
one of those dark places,
Jesus,
Greg?
oh yeah, yeah, I think we all have. I don't think that anybody could say that, no matter how bad it's been for you or for me, right? You may be walking even darker than mine, you know, but for me, what I walked through was dark, you know.
Yeah. I think
So I think we all
everybody's
have our own.
yeah, I think everybody's dark point is hard for them. Like a lot of people will talk about like it ain't so hard, he's got money, or he's upper crust,
eh,
or but whatever you're going through, when it's your dark place, it feels really dark, especially if you don't have the light of the world as part of your life, or something has obscured your ability to see that light.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, it does say that. And I got my little biblica right here that I walk by, you know,
Your Holly
and
Bibble?
it says my Bible. You know, they told me that when I was young, they said this is called the Bible, Bible. It means basic instruction before leaving Earth.
Ah, that's a
So
good way to
you
say it.
you read it
I remember
and
a comedy skit back when I was a kid where where they called it the Holly Bibble.
the Holy Bible.
Yeah, they didn't know how to pronounce it.
Be like one of them Star Trek things when they go on different planets and they, you know, they don't know how to pronounce
Oh,
English. I read the Holy
Holly
Bible,
Bibble. I wonder what's in there.
but it does say right here that I am the light of the world. Whosoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life.
Oh man, that's good stuff.
And that's in John 8.
A
Yeah,
light, so important.
it
I
is.
think it's we got to remind everybody too that that first part of each one of these sentences, he tried to describe himself to try to help us to get to know him a little better. He started off with the words "I am," and it ticked people off. For some reason, the religious people of that day decided because he uses the word "I am" that he needed to die.
Right.
It ticked people off when he said "I am."
It's true. The Pharisees saw it. It's like we don't see it in these days because our vocabulary is different and you know how we pronounce things. But in those days, the Pharisees and Sadducees saw it as him claiming to be God himself because the great I am. So when he said I am, they blew up. It was just they couldn't
Yeah,
handle that.
yeah, and
Blasphemous.
yeah, in their vernacular, that's what they heard because of their
That's
traditions and their thing
that's
and their
right, because of
claims.
their
And
tradition.
then he goes on to say, "Well, if you see me, you see the face of God," and things like that. And they were just like, "What?"
That's
That
right.
just
That's right. He
upset them.
did say that. Yeah.
But yeah, you need light, don't you, to get through, man, those dark times and stuff. And you know, and you know what a hipster, how many hipsters it changes to takes to change a light bulb and get some of that light?
No.
Uh, well, only one or two, but they're very obscure. You probably never heard of them. Those hipsters,
That's
they got their own way of doing things.
they got their own way.
You won't understand.
You won't understand. You know how many let's just say how many psychiatrists does it take to change a light bulb?
I don't know how many.
It takes one, but
One.
it's gonna take a long time and it's gonna want to have to change.
That's good. Um, all right, now you got me talking about light. How many chiropractors does it take to change a light bulb?
I don't know.
Just one, but it's going to take 6 visits. Yeah.
That's
Anyway,
good. That's
that's
good one.
um. All right. Well, let's talk about light then.
Okay. Let's
Light.
see.
Why is it important? What do we need light for? Let's start off with your scripture. Talks about basically hiking, basically on a
Basically,
path.
basically on a path, you need light so you don't stumble. That's I think that's the number one. that if you can't see where you're going, we've all walked out at nighttime and tried to get something, going to the garbage can or taking garbage out. I mean, or
Yeah.
doing something. You trip over something and fall. Just a little
Yeah.
bit of light. You
You
got that
live
light.
out in kind of in the country, and there's no city lights going on where
There's no
you're
city
at.
lights.
And when we come out of your house and we're just even walking to the car, man, it's like taking our lives in our hands because you can't see what's right in front of you. And without a light, you're gonna stumble and you could get hurt, and life's not good. And take that metaphor again into life,
That's
to
true.
just walk the life and be the person we were created to be, and walk that path in a way to achieve all the good promises and be useful for God, because we have an enemy who's trying to ruin us and make
That's
us
right.
stumble on that path and get us stuck in darkness. So without Jesus lighting up the way, life is so tough.
That's right. It is right. He did say that he would always be there. He did say he would be the light for you to walk in. And those of us who walk in the light, you know, um, he says, you'll have the light of the life, the light of the light of life. That I got a couple more here. It says that John 1:4 says, in him was life, and that life was the light of man. So he was the light itself. It brings forth, and I think that has to do with him being here, uh, being crucified,
Yeah.
so we can have life itself. Because without him paying that debt,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, humanity is basically, even you and I can attest to this as ourselves. Left to our own, humanity is in the dark. We're messed up. We struggle, and and we're in darkness, and we would never be able to find our way out unless Jesus became in and became the light of the world. And I think about like a lighthouse. We've been talking about boats a couple weeks ago. You know, they need that lighthouse to keep from running the boat in right into the rocks.
that's
And
right.
we need that light, or we're just gonna run our lives into the rocks.
That's right. Yeah, I think left to our own accord that we can look around and we can see that after years of them taking the church out of school and taking the church out of politics and taking the church out of the law. Can't even put your hand on the Bible anymore and say anything. The more that you take Jesus away, the more it just seems to go darker and darker.
Yeah.
It don't never get lighter without him.
Yeah. Uh let's think about light too. Here's another one too, is you think about light that comes from the sun or whatever. It provides warmth, it provides help. You
That's
couldn't
right.
you couldn't get through the night without just freezing solid and becoming hard, without Jesus constantly lighting and warming it up and giving you some life in you. You need that for
That's
light.
right.
You need light
That
for
is right.
that.
That's good. That's good. That's fantastic. I think you're right, and we need that. I mean,
Um, you need the sun and you need light. We just planted some garlic and some other vegetables out there, and or because we can do that a little earlier in Louisiana than the rest of the country. But the those plants in our gardens aren't going to grow unless they have light. We struggle with shade.
that's true.
We got too many trees over us, and so our biggest problem is it's shaded and things don't grow without light. And if we're going to grow, first off, humanity for them to grow into healthy and be culturally what, what God wanted the cultures to be. And then as individuals, for us to grow and be everything that we were supposed to be and to grow, we need light, and that light comes
We
from
need
Jesus.
light.
That
That
light.
is true. You know, it says another one is John 1:9 says that true light also gives light to every man who was coming into this world. So
He is the
there
light.
is a lot of places there that say, yeah, he is the light, you know.
Yeah.
And
If
we
you
need
want,
that light.
hey Greg, on a personal level, I mean, I remember going through kind of my darkest and one challenging times, and it was at time it was kind of hard totally to trust that God was in control and that God knew what He was doing. It never occurred to me that He wasn't God. It never occurred to me to think that there was some other place to go. Like maybe I'll go serve some other God or serve myself or whatever.
Right.
I knew that He was God and I had no other place to go. But I was not happy and I was frustrated and I thought He was making some real mistakes. He just was a little bit, but again, His light was helping me through that dark time. But that's one of the reasons we're doing this podcast, because you encouraged me and He sent you to help you be a light. You really helped me through one of my darkest times. I really appreciate that.
Well, thank you
And
very much.
I think that's one of the fun things about us doing this. Hopefully, that same light that you helped me to get through my darkest time, and I know that God sent you to help me, and or you're my friend because of that. I really appreciate it. You got me through that, and I hopefully we can just have some fun, and we can be a light to some of the people listening too.
That's true. That is true. You've also helped me just as much. I can't say that we don't, we kind of kick off each other, you know. When I go through stuff, I mean, you're always there. And, I appreciate that same way. Uh, you've
Yeah,
always, you've always been there for me, but you're right. There's been times when, I've went through some hard times I look around, I was like, God, where are you? You know, what's going on? It seems like it's my darkest time and you're not there, you
yeah.
know?
Well, you
And
could. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Well, I was just thinking, what when you think about light, you could think about the sun and the moon, and you could think about the different eclipses. But you got the one eclipse where, well, you've got the sun providing the light directly. That's Jesus. He says, I'm the light of the world. But for some reason, He's incorporated people in there to act as what was a lunar eclipse where the sun bounces off the moon and comes back down. I think that's how you see the moon anyway. It's a reflection. That light at night is a reflection. And I think that's how He uses people, that it's still the light of Jesus, but
Right.
He's reflecting off of us like the sun reflects off the moon. And we could provide light to one another. And that's people get so disenchanted, they don't want to provide that light for other people or forget how important it is or don't think they're making a difference in people's
Right.
lives. And but we've got to be a reflection and help provide light in this world we live in.
Yes. I think you're right on that, Jesus, we're here for that, you know, to, people look at you. And I think that would be the ultimate, you know, thing for someone to go, when I see you, I see Jesus. Man, wouldn't that just feel so good? You're like, yeah, oh, I feel good now.
Right.
Hopefully they don't see me because I'm fallible, you know. But if just a little bit of Jesus shines through, man, that's fantastic. And I try to be there for people. I try to do the right thing. Um, I know you do too. You're always, if anybody needs something, they know they can call me. You know, and if anybody out there in internet land. If you leave a comment and you need some prayer, I know Jason or myself will get back and pray. So
Yeah,
you
you know what?
can.
That's a good idea. Anybody want to try to write a comment down? We'd love to hear your thoughts on Jesus as the light of the world, and we could just start encouraging each other through our comments.
That's right. That's right.
And if you're in a dark place, especially, make a comment, let us interact with you, and we'd love to do that.
Yeah. At least we can pray if you need prayer. We'll pray for you on this side. Not a problem.
Definitely, definitely. All right, my friend. Well, I'm getting back to the rat race of my truck in the water pump that I think I might have.
Oh, yeah. So tell me a little bit. Maybe
Uh,
you need a little light on that
I did.
problem.
I did. I had a light on my head last night like this, and I had my flashlight that's underneath. I was looking at it, and my neighbor comes over, and he goes, "Your wife must not be home." And I said, "Why do you say that?" And he goes, "Well, if she was home, you wouldn't be walking around looking so dumb with that on your head." Okay, well, okay, all right. That sounds kind of mean, but thank you for. I think he was not being the light of the world. He gave me a hard
No,
time.
no. That's funny.
All right, take
All right.
care, man.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
I'll go pack.
Yeah, a couple more days.
See y'all later.